So there is a book that's really, really awesome called The Incal, and this is done by Alejandro Jodorowsky and a dude called Moebius who does the art. So why is this book so iconic? Why is it so important? Why is it so cool? So now, one of the reasons this book is awesome is because of the art. And the art is just, they're very, very well drawn panels. It's hard to see it. You can see like the cover of it. There's a dude kind of like running away from these mechanical like robot things. And he's got his bird. And this is really cool because I think what this means is that, you know, it's technology and how technology has gone to the point of that it's actually chasing him somehow. You know, it's chasing the character. And so technology is against him. You know, it's like trying to grab him and like pull him in, and technology's against him. And he's got this bird, and the bird is not a real bird. It's like a fantasy bird. And this bird is not technology, it's nature. It's connection to someone that's maybe in a different state. Someone in a different, it's like a person, this pet, basically, but it's a person who's in a different form. And what's interesting about what happens to the bird in the Incal is that the bird, when the bird encounters the Incal is like this diamond magic power thing. And what it does is it goes around, and anyone who like touches it gets this like magic like superpower. Like they become more than who they were, and they're able to do metaphysical things. So what happens is with the bird is the bird encounters the Incal, and the Incal makes the bird like more sentient, so that the bird is now able to talk and like communicate, and basically the bird becomes human. So that's really, really interesting that the main guy in the story and his pet bird, right at the beginning of the story, the bird becomes human. So what does that mean? Well, it just starts the story that way. And I guess it means that this story begins when the main character can find humanity, or can able to relate more to someone in a different form, you know, after that person in that form kind of reaches out to him. Like he doesn't relate to that bird until the bird starts to talk to him. And then he relates, and now the bird is like the super bird, and it's still his pet, but now the bird is like sort of like a super bird. And that's where the kind of story goes from. And what happens is, like, time and time again, is basically the whole story is like people chasing him. So like here's the picture of the bird, right? And this is where the bird becomes like a super bird. And as you can see, it becomes like, it's bigger, it's standing up, and it's talking, and it's saying things, right? So that's really, really cool. And there's these, and the way Moebius draws, like, it's really good. Everything has rhythm, color. It's really entertaining to watch this. And as you can see, like, it's these really cool cartoons and stuff. And what I think he does is that there's like little panels where the story moves, and then there's the bigger panels. And I think like the bigger panels are the ones where things happen more. So basically, once they have this Incal thing, and the Incal is what gives power to people, birds, anything, it makes anyone like have this super power basically. And everyone's after it. Like all of these people who are in power, like presidents, emperors, kings, whatever, you know, everyone in the story, everyone with any kind of power wants that Incal because they want more power. And it's interesting how, yeah, like all of these people who are already in power are after like more power. But the guy that's in the story It's not that he wants all that power for himself. He really doesn't. You know, he likes his life how it is. He doesn't need more power. He just likes his life. He, like, time and time in the story, like when he's running away from robots or stuff, or if someone's chasing him, he's like wishing that he was back in his apartment, you know, in a bathtub, you know, like doing all kinds of stuff, and like, you know, just relaxing and being in his place, and not really having to go through all this stuff, you know. But all of these like emperors, all of these like people that are in power are after him because of this Incal thing. And he basically thinks the Incal's a pain in the ass. But what he doesn't want to do is he doesn't want to give it away to these people, because he knows that they'll be super powerful and take over the whole like world. So yeah, so what happens is things continue, and the story goes into a lot of this and that, whatever, but there is a significant part of the story where, okay, so basically the main character's name is John the Fool, which I think is silly, but the author liked it, so that's cool. Let him name his character John the Fool. It's kind of silly, but whatever. And there's a couple of very interesting things. There's more like animals that talk, like this wolf thing that talks. There's more like stuff in here, and basically he was inspired to write this story by the novel Dune, by the story Dune, which is a story about humanity 10,000 years from the present day, and what everything is like 10,000 years from now. And you know, people are traveling through space, and like people's minds are doing different things, and they're activating machinery through all kinds of different things. Like technology is at that point, is banned. It's like technology is it's illegal now. It's not allowed, because what happened was technology became so powerful that it started taking over all of humanity. It started taking over people. It became its own thing, and it was just, you know, it was that whole story where technology like takes over people, and people are just slaves to technology, to the huge like machine that's like manipulating everything. And so what people did was they outlawed technology. So what they did when they outlawed technology, they needed to compute stuff. They needed, you know, machines. They needed somehow to do those computations, huge, impossible computations that only like machines were able to do, computers were able to do. And they created this people who basically had this self-discipline, and they were called mentats, and they were able to do all of these very hyper machine computer computations in their mind. They would just be able to do it in their head. They said it was better to just like do it in your head, basically, than to let this machine do it for you and then control you. So back to this book. This was the art in here is fantastic, and interesting enough, here's another picture of the main character being chased by something else. Okay, on the front cover, it's some kind of mechanical thing, and now it's like some weird crab thing that is chasing him. And basically, like, he's being chased the whole time. And yeah, and they're all after him. All of these like emperors, all these people that want power, they're after him because of this Incal thing. And as you can see, here is a page of this emperor dude with this egg thing. This egg also gives him power. And there's the bird, and basically the bird is there, and I think he caught the bird, or the bird is somehow trying to like take that egg thing away from him, and it's pretty cool. And as you can see, like, there's different panels with like different things change. Like here's the winter time, here's the dark. And it's supposed to be, Alejandro Jodorowsky supposed to have made this story really to have like a moral, but he made it so metaphorical, like that it's really hard to like kind of understand exactly what message he wanted to bring across, especially with Moebius' style of art that made it really, really hard to really understand. But I think it's like, it's not just about the author wanting to say something through his story, but the author wanting to bring you onto this journey, onto this like thing, this like tell you this story, bring you on this journey, so that, you know, you're kind of like along for the ride with this one, you know. And there's like more of these like machines like trying to like take him over. And yeah, like, for example, here they are, and the story is constantly them in conflict, you know, and the whole story is conflict. It's just the whole thing is conflict. Here is like rats, and he meets this woman, and she's like riding a rat, which is pretty cool, and her name is Anima, and basically, you know, she becomes like a princess or something. She's really like, you know, she's the queen of the rats basically, and she actually saves all of them, and she's like the reason that they kind of get away. She's one of the main reasons why they get away from all of these people that are after their Incal. And I think what the whole thing, and you can see more cool, like, that's a ship, very phallic ship. And I think what it is that, you know, wow, these are cool. You know, there's all kinds of cool stuff. There's more art, I'll show you those. It's pretty cool. And so I think like what they're saying with the woman, the queen of the rats, that's kind of like trying to save all of them, is that they can't really do it themselves. They need somebody with some kind of power to assist them. And she's not like, you know, the queen of a place or the queen of anything. She's queen of the rats. And so she's got power over her domain, her dominion, but not power over other people. You know, she's queen of the rats. So she doesn't, though she's queen, a regular queen has power over people, but she doesn't. She's queen of the rats, and she has power only over her rats, her giant rats. So John the Fool, whose friend is the bird, and the bird becomes smart, meets the queen of the rats. So she also has a pet. No, but she's has more of a pet significance than he does, because he has just one bird, but she is queen of all the rats. So she's like more powerful than he is, and she's not after this Incal thing. She doesn't need it. She doesn't want it, you know. But she doesn't want the other people of power to have it. And she's one of the reasons. And then she takes them on a whole new journey. The doorway of transfiguration. They have to go through these doorways of transfiguration. They have to go through these other planets. They have to go through other worlds. They meet her halfway into the book. They have to go with her, and I think this is when they really start going to other like dimensions. Because at first they were on, you know, this future world where, you know, there's different, I guess, lands or planets, or, you know, people are living in technology, and, you know, everyone's after him. But now when they meet her, she takes them like to another whole place. And as you can see now, more of these animal people are after them. Soldiers with helmets and stuff are after them. People are after them the whole time, but what's nice about them going to these other places, like where they ride a whale, you know, what's nice about them going to these other places is they take you with them. And Moebius draws these other worlds in all of the panels so that you kind of like follow them through this amazing, amazing adventure. And what I like about this the most is, yes, part of it has some story and part of it has some meaning, but the other part of it is it's entertaining. The other part of it is well drawn, and because this is a comic book, you know, it has to be well drawn and well written. If it was a novel, it'd have to be well written, but a comic book also has to be well drawn. And as you can see, it's a long, long journey. And what happens is that, oh man, wow, look at that. I don't know, there's more stuff going on. So basically, it turns out that she is the reason that they survive the thing at all. And I'm not gonna go into the ending because it's spoilers, but I'm gonna say that she is the reason that they survive at all. And she actually, you know, brings them forward. So it's interesting. It's like, what, you know, it's interesting that it's sort of like they're fated to meet each other, and it is like sort of like a man meeting a woman, but it's also, I think, that it just means that whatever, you know, whatever thing that you're going through, or whatever, like, you know, like whatever adventure you're on, or whatever your purpose is, that sometimes it takes like another person to be in the same purpose as you to actually bring that purpose to some kind of fruition, or whatever, to the point or to the goal. And I think this book does a great job about how to, saying that, I mean, that the main character has these titanic obstacles, these huge obstacles, you know, but after meeting this woman, he totally becomes open to another world, or other worlds that he's never knew that existed. And at the end, it's both of them that actually like come to any kind of resolution. So I think that is the Incal and Philosophy. If you guys have read the Incal and you want to, please tell me what you thought about it, or what you thought about my kind of interpretation of it, please let me know in the comments. Also, please like and subscribe my video, and if you think the video is really, really cool, share it with your friends. So I will see you guys later in another video, and have a great, great, awesome day.